What's up, YouTube? Yesterday I played in a tournament hosted by Rising Empires called Low ELO Legends. This tournament is every Saturday. You guys should check it out if you would like to play in a tournament. They've got different leagues for there's like a low rated league, which I think is kind of like gold, and then middle rate, which is like plat to low diamond, and then the high ELO league. It's still low ELO legends, but the highest ELO league is like Diamond to Conqueror 1 kind of. So I'll leave a link for Rising Empires in the description. You guys should check that out. But yeah, yesterday I played in one of their tournaments for the first time in a while. Normally I work during the tournaments, have other stuff going on, but yesterday I decided to commit myself to the tournament. Um, So I got 5 games in, and I lost in the semifinals of the highest rated bracket, so the Diamond to Conk 1 bracket, and yeah, I won 3 games, lost 2 games. So today we're gonna go through those games, just kind of like I would do with the ranked replay review episodes, except we got like 5 games to go through here. So we're gonna go through them pretty quickly and just kind of talk about uh, what I did right, what I did wrong, my thought process, what my opponent did right and wrong, that kind of stuff. So the first game was Rus versus English on Continental. So the way this tournament works is that each round, it was a Swiss round at the beginning. So we play 4 games no matter what, and it's on 4 different maps. So we don't pick the maps. So the first round is on Continental for everybody. And you could pick any civ in this round. There's no civ bans or anything. So I went Rus, my opponent went English. Speed up the beginning, I'm just going fishing. My opponent is going fishing. It's like, I only got the 2 deer packs for bounty, so that wasn't the best. Uh, all the deer spawned on these islands. I never went out to those with transport ships, so could have been good, but yeah, just never got to a point where I was focused on that. So my whole game plan for this game is just kind of use the water to reach castle as quickly as possible and flood men-at-arms. Very similar to how I would play Four Lakes. I think that is kind of the meta on these maps. Like, um, honestly, if you go for a big mass of ships to try and push your opponent off the water, like your opponent might hit castle before you even get there with your ships. So what I did instead was I made 2 military ships kind of early, and I sent them around to do a little harass and distract. But I'm really just going for castle. And I send my first 2 Kremlin Gremlins to harass the gold, and make a stable to make a knight or 2 and harass. But really, I'm trying to get to castle ASAP. I'm not sure if my opponent wanted to get some feudal aggression in, like serious feudal aggression in, or just harass a little bit. Um, like they do harass a little bit, but it's not anything my Kremlin Gremlins can't hold off. And yeah, this doesn't work as well against English, but it's still annoying. Tried to draw the board to the gold miners here, it didn't quite work. Made a horseman at first because I had spent my gold on a sprinted chip or something like that, I don't know. But it's definitely enough just to push back off the gold. And I think I end up losing this horseman, which isn't good. I think I dove too far with it. Oh, look at that, 1 HP, well. But let's put it on caster mode, my bad. At this point, like, I'm already starting to, just really want to get out fishing boats and go castle. I made 2 ships to go harass. My opponent only has 1 ship right now, but it's a counter to my first ship, so... And I just walked right past all this with my ship, so that was really stupid. I should have gone, like, right here to harass. That was the 1 HP horseman. I think at this point I decided maybe not even to make many knights, or any knights, because, I don't know, maybe I make 1, but, yeah, I just wanted to go ahead and get to castle, and you can see how fast my food is going up now. 500, 600 food a minute, just from these fishing boats for the most part. Or, actually, yeah, it's all the fishing boats and 2 villagers on food, so... So, I'm using my extra wood now to drop the barracks, because I want to flood men-at-arms the second I hit castle. And the blacksmith, so I can get ranged defense upgrades. This is a terrible spawn for the English player as far as... Well, it's not necessarily a terrible spawn, I guess, because my first wood line is running out as well. But I'm able to protect the next wood line with the Kremlin, which is, it's a little bit rough for English to protect this next wood line. And a couple men-at-arms show up at my base, and I just take them out with the militia. I don't think that they were upgraded men-at-arms, which is unfortunate. Yep, they were Dark Age men-at-arms. Okay, so yeah, at this point I'm already going cast with High Trade House. There's a boar here as well. And I'm ready to flood men-at-arms. We've got 4 barracks down, and the first range defense upgrade coming in. There's another Vanguard men-at-arms down here. Killed a villager on my dock. And these boats turning around is good for me, because I didn't have any more boats. I didn't want to make any more boats. My knight will be able to deal with that. Gremlins if I need them. So at this point I'm already castle, first range defense coming through. And I'm already queuing men-at-arms. And my opponent is just hurting on the gold for castle, so they just weren't mining enough gold. And this is just kind of... It's just kind of over once they get to the base. Like, if you get castle too late on these kind of maps, and maybe if the base was completely walled in over here. I was trying to wall in on this side, but that's not, like, I'm not even going that way. I'm just walking straight through the middle, so... Probably not the best place to wall in. Maybe a white tower on the gold could have saved them a little bit longer. But I'm able just to stop this landmark just with men-at-arms. And from here it's just kind of, you know, just kind of over. I don't know what those men-at-arms were doing, but I got them repathed the right way. But yeah, I've already got 18 men-at-arms out now. And range defense level 2 is coming out. So they'll be able to just dive and kind of do whatever they want. And this strategy, like, yeah, if you guys were looking to take something like this to a ladder map, I think this strategy, this kind of thing works really well on 4 lakes. Just flooding castle and flooding men-at-arms. Flooding knights or whatever unit, but chose men-at-arms here because uh, yeah, it just counters everything the English has on the field. And extremely tanky, so they can just dive. The town center with the double ranged armors, even the English town centers. And yeah, this is just feels bad as the English player right now. So this game is already over because I pushed them off all the resources, and it goes on for a few more minutes, but eventually they realize they're dead. So a couple units come out, but I mean, I have so many men-at-arms. I brought a bunch of them over here for some reason, because I thought they would move out for this gold, but they didn't. But yeah, there's just too many men-at-arms. And that is GG's. And I started making horsemen as well at the end, because why not? So that game went pretty well for me. I think that maybe my opponent just hadn't really had a plan for that map. Or maybe I just pushed them off pushing them off the gold a little bit at the beginning and putting that pressure on messed them up a little bit, but yeah. If they had hit castle sooner, it could have gone way different, so. Now the next game was on Basin. So for this game there was civ drafts. So basically, Flutter and I each picked 2 civs, and then we got to snipe 1 civ from the other person, and you would play the remaining civ. So I had picked Ottomans and Rus here, I believe. Yeah. And Clutter had picked Delhi and Rus. So I banned his Rus because I didn't want a Rus mirror, and he banned my Ottomans. So I got Rus versus Delhi. Thinking back on how I did the draft, yeah, I should have banned Delhi. And accepted a Rus mirror. Also, I wish I hadn't even picked Rus. I wish I had gone Ottomans. Ottomans English, I think. But it's okay. So, I end up in a Rus versus Delhi on this match, on Basin. And, just kind of doing traditional opening here. 3 scouts. I don't know how much, I don't think I even get a lot of bounty, honestly. I don't know if there's a lot of wolves on this map. Oh, wait, maybe I do get a decent bounty. Yeah, I think I get a decent bounty, but anyways. This matchup is a bit rough. It's a bit hard in my opinion. Like, honestly, just playing against Delhi, yeah, I got really good bounty actually. Anytime you're playing against Delhi, like, you just can get outmassed really easily if you're not careful. And yeah, that's basically what happens, but we'll talk about the little things I did wrong leading up to it. I thought about 2TC, but I don't think that would work. Like, I've made it work before, but yeah. I ran out of sheep, which was really bad for a minute there, so my villagers had to walk out to the berries. I didn't fully run out of sheep, but like 4 villagers couldn't fit on the sheep, so yeah, I should have brought back sheep sooner. But I did get really good bounty, unlike Rain Lord in that one game. And, yeah, I don't think I'm out of the game by any means, you know, because of the sheep thing. It's got nothing to do with that. So, the start goes pretty well for me. I just go into Knights to try and harass. It's too many on gold. I should be doing like 3 or 4, I think. Also, that was bad. So I send the first Kremlin Gremlins here. I think they might get the kill on that villager. No, it's not. Yeah, I'm definitely getting good idle time here in the beginning. Lost that scout, which was bad. So, yeah, maybe this didn't go as well as I remembered. I thought I did get a couple more kills here. Okay, I should have killed that villager, but was not microing this knight very well. To be fair, I was focused on a lot of different units running away all over the map, but yeah, that knight should have got the kill on the Fairies villager. Idling again on the wood line, which is good. Everything's idle here. I throw away this knight to kill like 2 villagers. Right here. I think I'm in a decent position. I'm just floating too much gold, man. Floating way too much gold. So I put down the blacksmith to start spinning the gold, but I should have pulled these gold villagers earlier. And I was having food issues this whole game. So, really just bad macro behind this. My first knight took too much damage. I think it's maybe both my knight. Yeah, it's low HP out here. Yeah, I should be less villagers on wood, on gold, and maybe a few more on food and wood here. I should have 2 archery ranges at least right now, or 3. My opponent is double barracks. Yeah, I should be on more archery ranges. I'm just playing kind of bad in this game. There's another archery range. I definitely just needed to pull this, like, it made a big difference. And at this point, I'm gonna need, like, to catch up a lot in military count. This Delhi is starting to get going, and they just produce so much military. I think I lost another scout out there. I'm down to 1 scout out of 3. Not the best. She's got horsemen waiting out here for me to move out for food. Just alright. And yeah, I'm just kind of sitting on this middle sacred site. Like, I actually was very much in this game right now. In this moment. I'm 3 villagers ahead. I'm a little bit of army behind. And I'm pretty sure I just lose all of this army because it's just kind of overextended and just waiting to defend the sacred site. And I thought this fight was going to go better than it did, honestly. And once I lost this fight, the game is pretty much over. Yeah, this fight did not go well at all. And right now I could have had this knight in the fight and also 3 rounds of gremlins. And then I spawn them, but it's like too late by that point. I've already lost the fight. So, yeah. I mean, the game is lost at this point, honestly. I cannot afford to lose any kind of mass against Delhi. And now my military numbers are deceiving, because a lot of it is just these Kremlin gremlins. I do move out and kill a scholar, or do I even kill 2? I don't think so, but... yeah, game's kind of over here. The thing is, like, just losing any little fight against Delhi is gonna snowball. And, yeah, I'm 7 military units behind. If I had won that fight, or just not taken it at all, we might be tied right now in military. But, now I'm overextending again. Oh my god, that was bad. So, overextending again was really bad, and then this fight is just... I don't know what I'm doing. I shouldn't be taking this fight at all. So, now the game's really over, and that's actually GG right there. And then I played for a few more minutes, but that was it. That was the game-ending fight, so... I played for a few more minutes because it's a tournament, but it's over. 100% over, and he ends up just feudal pushing and killing me. And I try to get some counter raids, but I mean, yeah, this game's over. So really just a couple small bad decisions and fights led to this loss. So yeah, I still could have won, like I said, I maybe would have preferred a different matchup, but I still could have won this game in this matchup for sure. I definitely just took bad fights and led to me losing. So I got 3 more. This video might go kind of long. I apologize, but it is what it is. The next game was... oh, this was probably my favorite game. This is a long one, so we will do a lot of fast forwarding. This was on Bohemia, which is a custom map. It's kind of like Dry Arabia. And we could just pick whatever civs we wanted. So I picked Ottomans, and they picked Rus. I chose not to go for military school. It's hard to pressure Rus. You can't pressure Rus's gold, so... they don't need to collect gold in the early stages of the game. So, yeah. I instead went for a second scout to try and deny some hunt. I think I did a decent job of denying some hunt. And I just went for feudal age. Very nice Kremlin position. Like, this is an absurd Kremlin position, which is probably, like, maybe why he picked Rus on this map, because he knew stuff like this happens on this map. But, I mean, look at this. This is a boar, a gold, and 2 wood lines. That's insane. It's kind of like the Kremlin position I had on Continental, to be fair, in that first game. So, opening with Sipahi for harass. It's something I like to do. I wanted to try and pick off one of these low health villagers on the board, but simply wasn't happening. He responded right away, and that whole Sipahi just dies, so that was a bad start. I dove too far into the Kremlin, and underestimated how much damage it would do. And at this point, I don't really know, like I'm worried about knights, so I make the barracks, but he doesn't... okay, he does have a stable, so I guess that was okay. And getting my first military school, and I have the stone for 1 more military school. I hadn't mined the stone for the third one yet. Hopefully I'll be dropping that for the second military school. There, well, yeah. It's coming up. And, my opponent has a lot more army than me at this moment in time. And I kind of knew they had more units than me. Ottomans does kind of take a second to get going. I'm also just not... I'm once again kind of like messing up some macro here. I have maybe a little bit too much wood that I'm not spending. I don't know why I'm not queuing archers right now. So, a few mistakes here and there. I decided to take this fight though, and it doesn't go very well, does it? So, yeah, I'm kind of in a comeback position for a long time in this game, like... Which is why I thought this game was probably the most fun I played, just because of how it ends up going. So he's trying to pressure over here, and I'm definitely behind the military now. Several villagers here, and have a good bit of idle time. But the tower helps me fight this off, and get rid of some of his mass, which is nice. And at this point I probably need to back up. The Metter gets killed, so that's not good. Now he goes for a ram here to push me off these deer. And I was not about that. I think I just left, to be honest. I think I just leave. Yep. So, right now, I knew he still had more army than me. I'm running villagers around. I wasn't super excited about my position, but I knew that one thing I needed to do was counter-raid, so I sent 4 Spahi across the field to try and distract his push and stall it out a little bit. Because I'm definitely behind at this point. Villagers, military, you name it, I'm behind. And thankfully, I come out here and make a great find. If I was paying attention, I would have actually killed villagers, but I killed 1 or 2, but it could have been better. It is a good start, some idle time, and evening up the villager count. Meanwhile, I'm kind of being forced into a fight here. I mean, I really maybe could have just let him kill this mining camp. And I'm just kind of trading units here. Like, he has a lot of units not fighting, which is the only reason I'm winning this fight. His units are traveling across the map, and I'm in a defensive position. Is the only reason I win this fight. This fight is major for me coming back to the game, just not dying here. And the military count is evening up. And I don't know where I caught more villagers, or if I caught more villagers, or if he just stalled out production for a second, but now I'm ahead in villagers by 1. And the army count is almost even. So, just that, I feel like this hold was 100% just made possible by pushing him off the deer pack over here. Caused not only the idle time of like 8 to 10 villagers walking back, plus losing 2 villagers, and then also this idle time of like walking out to another deer pack and building another hunting cabin and all of that stuff. I think that really made a big difference. He's still kind of trying to push in here, but um, he's definitely lost the advantage military at this point that he had. Like, he had a big advantage. I think I might lose that house. Oh my god, he could have killed that house. He should have hit it one more time before backing away. I'm able to repair that house. It's nice. And at this point, we're both like harassing each other's food a lot, so we're both moving out to weird locations for food. Just like far away locations where we have to tower and defend. So, but now the villager count is even, military graph is even, I'm finally in a decent position. At least an even position. So we'll speed it up for a little bit. Because, yeah, it's a long game. And at this point, I'm ready to try and push my advantage here. And this goes really well for me. And then the Kremlin Gremlins come out, and I just kind of pull back for a second, and then I realize, like, if I bring my other Sipahi over, this fight will be a cleanup, so I did. I brought my raiding Sipahi into the fight. So at the same time, weird things are happening on the map. Like, I'm going out for these berries. Oh, wait. He's on these berries. Way in the corner of the map down here. Super, super interesting. But I guess that's where he felt he had to go for food. So I start building a tower, and immediately lose a villager. And I didn't even see what was happening here, you know. I'm focused on the fight. So thankfully I'm able to pull 4 of the villagers back. But at this point, I know he's got a lot of villagers out here. And when you see things like this, now this is a good learning opportunity. When you see things like this, it's good to clear them and just get rid of them, right? It really is. You don't want to leave your opponent's villagers like on your side of the map for any reason. So I'm trying to push those villagers, but oh my god, look at the militia. He keeps sending army out to meet my army and try and delay me from getting to all those villagers. So, but these militia, like, you really can just run away from them and hope they expire. But yeah, that's what I'm kind of trying to do. Just kind of trying to make them wander around. Like, them chasing the Sipahi right now, that's amazing. That's just time wasted, because they only have 90 seconds in this world. But anyways, I'm harassing these villagers out here as well, and eventually, once the militia are gone, and I feel quite confident that I can just go kill this, I do just go kill this. And that is like, it should have been 8 villagers dead, but I just completely suck at the game. So that was a big mistake, to just let those villagers walk away. I don't know what I was focused on that I let that happen. Oh, this is what I was focused on. Knights raiding my deer. So you can see we're just kind of all over each other right now. There's several points I thought I was going to lose this game. But I managed to realize that this is where the villagers had gone. And I'm catching a ton of villagers out here as well. And he does some interesting things with this wall, like walking back and forth. So eventually I split the units so that they're on both sides. Oh man, and if I had done that, now that's something I could learn from as well. If I had left archers here and then sent the other half around, that would have been an absolute massacre, and instead he escapes with a bunch of bows. Meanwhile, he's massing in the middle, and I'm just trying to survive with these archers until I can pull my army back. Fill there. Look at this. Our villager count is dead even after all this. Like, we're raiding on both sides. And that's kind of crazy that we're dead even at 57 right now. I have 10 worker kills. He has 9 worker kills. Wow. Wow, really bad use of the meta there. That was in a tournament, guys, that I did that. Wow. But my military count is much bigger now, even though the Vil count is even. And I was not quite prepared for him to hit Castle Age, but I didn't feel like I had a decent military advantage here. So I dropped some rams and also just kind of go for castle myself. And I'm on his food way down here. Like, we're all over the map for food. I don't know what those villagers could have just moved to the steer pack, maybe. But, once I see this veteran archer upgrade come through, I decide I don't really want to take this fight. And so I just kind of let the rams do their thing and die, and I back up with my army so I don't lose it. And I go for Castle Age. It's still dead even on the worker count there. Insane. And he just killed more workers, I just killed more workers, dead even on the worker count. Alright, and then this is where he overextends. He is too much confident in his veteran archers. My archers aren't veteran yet, but I just have a way bigger mass at this point, and I have a meta. And my veteran archer upgrade is coming through, so I decide to just go ahead and take the fight. And honestly, this might be like where the game is over. It takes a while to end it, but I can't remember. If he might just run back to his Kremlin for now. Still dead even in the Vil count. I have 12 worker kills. He has 13. Army count's similar, but this Mangonel scares me back for a bit. I forgot about that. Thankfully, I reacted in time to just back away and go for Springolds. More night raids. I should have been more ready for this. I should have walled at some point. Typical me, not walling. Now I have my own Mangonel as well, so just keeping my archers in spread formation so that I can, yeah, so I don't take too much damage to the Mangonel, and I'm able to kill the first Mangonel, and then the second one, I, don't take too much damage there, actually. I think he's taking more damage to my Mangonel shots than I'm taking to his, but I do need to back away from this, and that's what I do. And I have a Siege Workshop with Springolds coming now, so yeah. Fast forward a bit, because it's a long game. And I'm getting ready to make a big push with Siege, if I need to, raiding a little bit in the back. He's been raiding me in the back, very just back and forth. You can see now I have 15 worker kills, he has 17. But I'm 3 workers ahead, so he must be missing some work queues occasionally or something like that. Yeah. And I definitely extended too far with the Springolds there, but I only lost one, so that's okay. And the Springolds at this point for me are just to get rid of the Mangonels. And I decided to just make rams. And this fight's not very close. This is probably the deciding fight. Can't remember. But at this point, I am very far ahead military-wise. And just, yeah, making sure I don't die to Mangonels is the big thing. So. Alright, we're gonna speed this up. This game is over. yeah, I just have way more military at this point, so it would be pretty rough, pretty tough for him to come back into it. And, you know, I'm raiding in the back as well. Yeah, that was a long, hard-fought game. Probably the most fun game I had in the tournament, so definitely was glad I got to play in this one. And hopefully you guys can learn a few things from it. At this point, I'm just like I'm throwing away units, but I have a gigantic villager lead at this point because I've been killing villagers with knights and stuff the whole time in the back now. And you can see now, like, the worker kills. We were even in worker kills before all of this. Now I have 44 and he has 17, so. And I'm a stupid amount of villagers ahead. I have a keep in the base and ramming the landmarks. It is GG, so I'm going to fast forward till he actually quits. But, yeah, it was a really fun game. Or, you know what? I could probably just back out. I thought it was going to end soon. I guess he didn't quit for a while. Alright. The next game, there's only 2 more games left. And the last one's pretty short, I think. So this game was pretty long as well, but we're going to do a lot more fast forwarding here. Because there was just a lot of time I was just kind of chilling because I was English. That's what you do with English. Honestly, I think that I kind of won the game with my opening in Feudal Age. To be honest, like, it made the big difference for the game and kind of set the tone. But I was playing English, so I played really slow and just played to win. Because, yeah, that's what English does. They're defensive, you go for Imperial Age. You're one of the best civs in Imperial Age, so. So I go straight for Feudal Age as my opening. So that's 7 on food, 3 on gold. Gold villager builds a house on the way to build the mining camp, the first gold villager. And then you send everything to food, or to wood, I'm sorry. The gold villagers build the council hall. Yeah. And dropping a barracks right away. So the goal here is just to kind of push the HRE off of gold. And behind it, what I would like to do is get castle myself. So yeah, this is, I think, what really decides the game. I make like 4 longbows, 2 spears. I might make 5 longbows. Yep. And immediately go for the gold. And right now, the HRE player is playing greedy. He's trying to push his deer into the Aachen Chapel. And he loses a villager here and then has to pull off the gold. So this is already just instantly really good for me, even if nothing else happens here. This is amazing. HRE not being on gold. Look, he's already got the food for castle. He's almost got the gold for castle, but now he had to pull off the gold. Now he's got to drop a military building. Now his whole game plan is fucked. He really, like, he was very close to having the gold, but because that's how fast HRE gets castle, it's insane. But just, yeah, just not making a stable or an archery range or anything to deal with this ahead of time, or building a tower on the gold really, really costs him a lot of time. So at this point, I just need to keep him off the gold for as long as I can, while behind it, I'm going for castle myself. You can see I'm nowhere near castle, right? And look at what he's 1,200 food, 450 gold. But I'll be the one to get to Castle Age first. So I'm just kind of, you know, looking, make sure, see if he's building military building or anything like that, and I'm able to harass some villagers on the wood line as well. Honestly, I don't know if I could have been harassing these vills, but maybe I could have been. Longbows are insane. One thing I learned from this tournament is I have got to practice more English, even though I don't particularly love the Civ, as you guys might know. I do need to practice it more for tournaments, so I can be ready, because it's a very strong Civ. By the way, the reason I ended up on English on this map, I had picked Rus in English, and my opponent sniped Rus. My opponent had picked Malians in HRE, and I sniped Malians because Malians are broken. So, yeah, I felt really confident about this, him not being on the gold. I didn't realize how close he was. Like, he almost could have just made a market. I don't know if that would have been better, though, probably not. But, I'm able to just go for castle, like I said, and I just keep using these units to harass. And, now he finally has enough to kind of push me away. Even still, I can kite these men-at-arms with the longbows, which is what I do. I probably should have shot even more here as I was backing away. But he had to spend some of his gold on these men-at-arms, so yeah. Then I'm able to push back in. Yeah, this is just massive right here. The fact that I'm able to push back in before he finishes this tower, really, really big. You can see how much food he has now. He's really just floating food. And at this point, I decide just to delay the gold as long as I can, even if I lose these units. And I think I get another Vil kill, yeah. This is just really bad. Like, I'm 4 villagers ahead now, and you can see I now have the resources for castle. So, this opening really made the game, and I'm gonna fast forward because from here I play the very boring style of English. I get King's Palace. I'm able to grab 3 relics with my Castle Age advantage. Eventually here in a second. I send my men-at-arms around here to, delay this first relic, and I get there at the perfect time, actually. Kill that prelate. And then he sends a gigantic mass of units to deal with those 4 men-at-arms. So when I saw even this massive units, I was a little bit worried. You see his military count's already ahead of mine. But I was able to get 3 of my own relics, and I can just chill in my base because I'm English, and it's Hill and Dale. Yeah, I don't know if I mentioned the map. This is an EGC TV version of Hill and Dale that's meant to be less campy, I think. If there's no big gold spawn on the hill, it's just a small gold spawn. So I'm just going crossbow spear because he's going men-at-arm horseman, so that's the natural response. He tries to push around and attack into my base here, and you can see the military count's already in my favor now. So all I do is just walk my military over here and kind of fend them off. Said I am playing English, so I can just be extremely defensive at this point. I'm also on 2 town centers with 3 relics, so I know that my opponent is still on 1 town center. So I know that I'm just getting ahead. And I don't want to be worrying about this, so I stonewall it. And that way, yeah, just don't even have to think about that. So he's going for Sacred Sites to try and get some map control gold going for him. And I push out into the middle because I think I have enough for this fight. And he backs away, and I'm just comfortable playing a slow game at this point, decapping Sacred Sites. And just playing slow. Like I said, I'm playing English, so yeah. I was going to try and make a push here, but I saw the Mangonel, and I just thought better of it. I was just like, yeah, I'm not ready for this. I don't have any Springolds, so I dropped a Siege Workshop. And yeah, the military count is massively in my favor at this point. So this fight, though, I'm able to snipe the Mangonels with the Knights. This fight goes really poorly for me, and there's only one reason for that. It's called land snacks, whatever you call it. I didn't snipe them well enough. I did not do a good enough job sniping them with my crossbows. I mean, I think that's why. Also, HRE men-at-arms are insane. So this fight is actually going really poorly for me. But at the same time, I had the resources for Imperial. I knew that a Berkshire would stop this push. That's what I do. Berkshire Palace is insane right now. The range is insane, and it protects pretty much this whole entrance into my base. So I dropped this not because I think it's the better landmark, but because I didn't want to die in this one spot here where the HRE was winning a fight. And I had been macroing towards Imperial, so... Thankfully, I'm able to hold off the push enough to get this landmark up. And then from here, at this point I'm an age ahead. I'm like almost 30 villas ahead. And yeah, I just play very slowly from here. And methodically, with lots of raiding. You can see I'm, you know, getting the necessary upgrades and closures. I got network of citadels. And yeah, he's trying to push in Castle Age here against the Berkshire, but he doesn't have enough units anymore. And I'm getting Imperial Age upgrades for my men-at-arms to start, and I'll go for the crossbows as well at some point. I was just kind of hurting on gold for a minute here after I hit Imperial. But yeah, see, I don't have to worry about these knights at all, because my stone wall, super nice. Something I should do more often with every civ. And at this point, I'm just going to take these men-at-arms and go do some damage. And I just run into the eco. And I don't get a ton of villager kills, but I'm happy to trade military for villagers at this point, because I'm so far ahead in villagers, and I just want to keep my opponent hurting, while I get a Deathball army as well. And yeah, I'm going to really fast forward for a minute, because this video is going so long, I'm sorry. But yeah, hopefully we're learning some valuable things from these games. And at this point, I'm just kind of trying to, like, keep him off of gold, keep him from expanding onto the map, right? Because I'm controlling everything right now, pretty much. I got men-at-arms on this gold. He had tried to build a keep here, I believe, that I stopped. I don't know. Oh, I knocked it down with rams. Yeah, I sent my rams out here to destroy this keep. He was collecting gold out here. I killed all the not all the villas, but I killed the villas out here and destroyed the keep. So he's not collecting gold anywhere right now. And this is where the game is just like truly over. But HRE armies are insane, so he wins a fight there anyways. But yeah, I can afford to lose fights and just do whatever I want, really, because I'm so far ahead eco-wise, and I still have double the military count. So yeah, I have men-at-arms out here, stopping him from pushing on the gold. I'm stopping him from pushing out onto onto wood, and I'm stopping him from gold on this side. This game is very over. And I just played slow because it's a tournament, and I didn't want to lose. I didn't want to throw. But yeah, game's over. So I'll just leave it on 8 times speed. And I just start spamming rams at a certain point. Siege pushing from this side a little bit as well. I end up seeing the villagers here. I just attack them with my villagers. And I go over there with knights at some point. I've got all the sacred sites now, so yeah. Game's over. So we'll take a look at the last game. Yeah, you see now 130 villas to 70, 72 military, 13 GG's. It was a fun game. So let's take a look at the last game, because I definitely could have played this last game better as well. My biggest mistake is just a simple strategy mistake. So for this one, this was the semifinals for the tournament, and he picked Ottomans and Delhi. I picked English and Ottomans. He sniped my Ottomans. I sniped his Delhi, because I didn't want to get Delhi versus English, obviously. And yeah, haven't played this matchup a lot as English, but I definitely should have just gone for an early second town center behind a little bit of pressure. And instead, I kind of go all in on the pressure and just lose the game. So it's pretty simple why I lose this game. I haven't played a whole lot of English recently. I haven't played English versus Ottomans at a high level um, much at all. Not the English side of the matchup, I mean. And yeah, I should have just gone for a second TC behind my early pressure. I think that's what I'll do next time in this matchup. But I'll just show you guys quickly how a few big mistakes I made. So I'm able to push him off the gold immediately and move his wood line. But I really should have been more aggressive on this wood line, I think, if I'm going to be an all-in. Do an all-in, which is what I was kind of going for. So I should be harassing this wood line more than I am. This was also like 6 hours into, you know, the tournament day. Like, not to make excuses, I was tired, but lots of mistakes here. Like, this tower is not far. The tower should be like here, so it actually denies the gold. This tower doesn't deny the gold, so such a waste of resources and a waste of time almost. Like, it gets me the network bonus, but that's it. They could have denied the gold, but it doesn't. And I kind of just keep towering until the Ottomans player is able to outmass me, which of course they're going to be able to do. They're Ottomans. Yeah, I should have gone for an early TC. Like, I should have gone for a TC as soon as I pushed him off the gold with my first couple units. And instead I went into this kind of tower rush mode. This tower doesn't do anything. It's not going to deny anything. The tower should be like up here. So I just don't know what I was doing, what I was thinking. And I played pretty poorly in this game. And I'm just going to fast forward a bit. As you'll see, I'm just kind of wandering around with my units, not really getting anything done with them. Until he's able to take the fight and win the fight. Which hurt my soul a little bit. I didn't want to lose this game, obviously. Yeah, he's still not winning the fight, so I'm still ahead here. Now, this tower would have been good, but he sees it. And this tower should have been up here, like I said, so... Yeah, he's going to be able to outmass me here as Ottomans. Ottomans have faster production speed. And I'm not making use of my towers like I should be. And once I lose the mass advantage here, it's just kind of over. I didn't have anything going behind this. I didn't have a second TC. I had moved out for deer in this game. Like, I wasn't even building farms behind this. Like, I was super all-in. Super all-in. And I lose this fight. Really, like, just not even close. It's not a close fight. And from here, the game is just over. I wanted to pretend like the game wasn't over, but it was over. And I played for a while longer, but it was all just kind of a waste of time. It's just me trying to do the best I can to come back in a tournament, but this game is very much over. I tried to drop a second TC, but it's way too late for that. And he ends up getting Castle Age and just being light years ahead. So yeah, he's running me around. He's got this army in the back that I can't deal with, and he's attacking with more archers on the wood lines. And now he's ahead in vills, ahead in military. I'm dropping a TC that is going to get delayed a lot. Losing more vills here. So I tried my best to hold, but it just wasn't meant to be. I think this game was lost. Yeah. For several reasons. Like, I maybe could have made the all-in work, but my towers weren't good and my pressure wasn't good enough. I could have maybe had men-at-arms earlier if in my all-in. And also, I think I would have just preferred to play a 2TC strategy. So, yeah, this game's over. Simply came down to, you know, my strategy not being the best, my towers not being placed well, and my pressure not being consistent enough. Just not consistent pressure there, not pushing him off the wood line enough. So, yeah. it was a really fun tournament. You guys should check it out if you want to play in a tournament sometime. And hopefully you learned some stuff from these games and enjoyed the video. If you made it this far, you are a true supporter, and I appreciate you. Like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, I'll be doing more videos like this, shorter videos like this. This is probably the longest video I'll upload for a long time. But yeah, thanks for watching.